Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about solid design principles. This specific session is the basic introduction about solid design principles. What exactly uh, these every letter in solid stands for. So when we say we have set of design principles which are combined together and then named it as solid. So this specific video is only for the introductory part of it, and I would be covering each and every design principle in the coming videos. So if you are interested, please hit the subscribe button. So without getting further delay, let me tell you what we would be covering in this session. Okay, the very first part will go through the introduction of solid design principle, and then why a solid design principle, why we need to use them. So they say if you have the knowledge beforehand, when you get into the designing of any software development, and you know certain rules beforehand, so this will help you understand uh, if your design is scalable. You can test your code. And the third part which we wanted to cover is what type of design problems we can solve. So every principle in the solid design principle, it solves some design challenges which you might get in the future. Maybe like when you actually start with the software development, you might not encounter all that, but once you progress and once you take your small project to a bigger project, the design actually plays a very important role. So what exactly is solid principle? Okay, this the solid term, it's an acronym which was given by Robert C. Martin. So it is used in the software programming. And as I mentioned earlier, like once we have the knowledge, these design principles will allow us to manage the software design related problems. So the problems which we encounter for testing our software, if you want to scale your software, design plays a very important role. And the third one is, it represents 5 principles of the object oriented programming. Solid stand for some set of principles, and what are those principles we'll get to know, where S stands for single responsibility principle. So we'll get to know what exactly the single responsibility means. When we talk about single responsibility from a class perspective, uh, does it have to do with the single specific job, and how it is, we'll get into further detail when I'll start explaining each and every principle in detail with the example. So where O stands for open closed principles. For certain behavior, when you once your design is done, for certain behaviors you should not actually keep on adding things to your class. Okay, and maybe you wanted to extend it. Okay, this we will also get to know once we'll talk about these. And then L stands for LISCOV'S substitution principle. Okay, this doesn't give more information because it starts with the name of the person who has actually given this design principle. And substitution principle, it is to do with the, when you have a inheritance, what type of things you should keep in your mind while actually implementing inheritance. Where I stands for interface segregation principle. Okay, and D, dependency inversion principle. Okay, what exactly they solve? When we talk about design principles, these principles solves bad architecture problems. Simple enough. And let's take the first one, which is called delicacy. Okay, so what happens is, you have done a change at one place, and now if you don't have a good test coverage, and since you are making use of the same object somewhere else, and it will reflect its behavior, and you will not get to know what has caused this problem and where exactly this problem exists. So that's where they say, if you keep these things in mind, then you might not get into a problem where like you want to trace the problem within your code. Okay, so what delicacy says, a change in one place breaks unexpected part. So there are rules when we talk about solid, when design principles, you should actually avoid this beforehand. Okay. The second one is immobility. Okay. You wanted to reuse your component, maybe in the same project or in a different project. Okay. So when you are actually doing your initial design, you should be aware that like this component should be reusable. You should not end up writing the same code multiple times in your project. Okay. And then we say irritable. How it will actually, when we say like you have same set of code at multiple places. Okay. And now you realize you wanted to make a change. So change, your design should actually respect the change, correct? It should not be like you have to redo everything. So if you understand these principles, we would be resolving all these problems. Okay. Now let's go. I have in this video, I'm only covering the single liner, what each and every principle stands for. And in the later videos, we'll go through each and every principle one at a time. So where we can go in detail with the example, how we can resolve that. So what exactly is single responsibility principle? So I told when we design some class, it should not do multiple things. Make sure your class has single tasks to perform. uh, so this is what this principle says. You should make sure your class is doing one thing at a time, a single thing, so it enhances readability. So when we go to the another principle, which is open closed principle, it says okay, I there has to be some correction. Class, so classes, pardon me for this, classes and modules should be open for extension but closed for modifications. So when you actually design a class initially, you should go through all possible scenarios. Okay. Where your class should be open for extension, you extend the behavior, you will not go back and modify the behavior. Then LISCOV'S substitution principle says uh, your child class should never break the parent class type definition. So when we inherit, we should keep this principle in mind. We are like, if you're trying to access something, okay, where you have a parent class and a base class, your object, when you are trying to access that, your design should not be in such a way where your parent class behavior breaks. Okay. And interface segregation principle, it says so assume you have an application where like your view controller needs some specific information. So from the payload you get some set of information, and all the information is not relevant for your view controller. So I'm coming specific to the design part. When we actually design any application which has a API interaction, so in that case, whatever information is required for your view controllers, you can actually create interface specific to that, so that your code is readable. You don't bombard your view controllers with more information. Okay. And the last one is dependency inversion principle. Okay, it says high level modules should not depend on low level modules. Both should depend on abstraction. Okay, so if I have to give you an example, I know it won't be a lot, but this is since this is a introductory video, so I'm just giving you a little information about these principles. And maybe once we start covering each and every principle with example, it will become more clear. So when we say dependency inversion principle, if your components or your modules are dependent on each other, so that would cause problem if you wanted to actually uh, make use of another component in the future. So that's where it says if you they both should depend on abstraction. So I'll give you an example where like your application is there, which we'll take example of Facebook. So Facebook application, it fetches the information from the network. Once it get the information, it saves on the locally on the device. So there are multiple ways where how you can save the data. So assume in the first scenario we went ahead with core data. So we thought this would work fine for us. So now we have dependency on the API module which is downloading network module, which is downloading the data, and then your saving part. If they are tightly coupled and they don't respect the abstraction, and tomorrow if you don't want to use core data and wanted to use something else, this dependency will create problem. Okay, that's where if you respect abstraction, the principle says you should know beforehand, like abstraction should be there when you're using these kind of components. Your high level and module should not depend on low level modules. So this is it for today. I'll be covering each and every design principle in the coming videos. So make sure if you are interested in design principles, please hit the subscribe button. You will be notified for that. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.